Welcome back to C.O.C. Network. Grant here. Just finished watching Wolves 1, Chelsea 3. Good to get back in the win column, keep winning in the Premier League. Sorry I didn't upload a five things after the second leg of the Arsenal fixture. There was literally nothing to take from that game. That was a tough watch. So we will move on from that. And we did well to do that against Wolves. I will preface these five things with Wolves tax. We did play Wolves. They are in 20th place for a reason. So you got to take games like this with a grain of salt. But having said that, Cole Palmer hat trick, third straight year he's done that in the first half of a Premier League game. Two horrific penalties given away by Wolves, each one dumber than the last. Pushing João Pedro down as he was trying to get out of the box and then literally shoving him to the ground as he's running in behind. Palmer dispatches both and then gets a good cutback from Cucurella and roofs it for a hat trick. So I feel like Palmer's been quite the talking point lately. We saw the celebration for the first goal, covering his ears, all that stuff. But it's good to see him happy out there. I still don't think he's fit and at his best yet, but I don't think anyone would complain about scoring a hat trick, right? So that should be good for his confidence going forward. Still came off after an hour, so that's telling me he's not 100% fit by any means, but still good to see him out there and putting away goals. That's what we expect from him. Second thing, I thought the midfield was fantastic today. I think everyone involved, obviously Palmer, I just spoke on. Andrey Santos was phenomenal. Again, we played Wolves, so you got to take everything with a grain of salt here. Moisés Caicedo, standard performance from him. I thought Enzo Fernández was really good today too. Um, that's the sort of stability we need, especially in transitions when we're conceding chances. There were points in the game where Wolves did have opportunities getting forward, especially the first 10 minutes of the game. And there was another 10-minute period in the second half where they were getting forward and starting to put a little pressure on us. But having that physical ability in the midfield with Andrey and Caicedo, I thought Andrey looked more comfortable on the ball today. And again, when you have Moisés Caicedo next to you, both on and off the ball, it just makes your job so much easier in that double pivot. But Andrey Santos is going to be important going forward. He did come off injured, but we need that depth in the middle. Lavia, as we know, is not readily available. Asugo has not been available all year. So with just Enzo and Caicedo in games every 3 days, you're going to need to be able to rely upon another midfielder in there. We saw Hato come on and play in the midfield. I don't think that is something we want to do starting games. So we're going to have to continue to see Andrey Santos get more and more comfortable, and I like what I saw today. The third thing, Rosenior continues to show his flexibility. I think this is a double-edged sword. It can be interpreted that way, but I think he put it really well when he was asked about it in his press conference. It's really easy in hindsight, but we saw Enzo Fernández start on the left wing. I've got the average position map up here, and we saw both fullbacks getting forward, something we didn't really see under Maresco too much. And Cucurella overlapping, he also ends up getting assist from that position for Palmer's third goal. Enzo Fernández is able to move into the spaces that he typically likes to operate in. You see João Pedro was able to drop in while still having a good presence in the box and really staying dangerous, I'd say. And then Caicedo and Andrey, really close relationship on the ball in possession next to each other. And then you have Palmer able to find the free spaces, again, typically on the right-hand side where he's most comfortable. And then you saw number 7 just running up and down. But I really liked what I saw today in that sense. It worked out today. I think for now, given the fact that the manager gets rarely any time on the training pitch, you're still probably going to see a slightly more rigid approach, if you will, with a set 3 in the back in formation, in possession, double pivot, 2 wingers holding with, like, the 3-2-5 we're very accustomed to right now. I think you're still going to see something like that in bigger games, but in this run where we've really needed to pick up points, we're getting it done. So I'm liking the flexibility we're seeing, especially with some availability issues that we're having. I hate to really have to say anything negative, but we should have came out of here with a clean sheet. And I'm not only saying that because I predicted a 3-0 and Dylan predicted a 3-1, but it's once again a set piece that we concede on. Unfortunately, it is the same guys at the crime scene every time. Wolves win the header. Chalaba not able to get there, and then Gusto again not having that positional awareness on the last line, and it's just beyond frustrating to know that we're that fragile, that all it really takes is a long throw or a corner to really get this defense a bit rattled. And after we conceded that first goal from them, they were on top of us for about 10 minutes in that second half, just continuing to put the pressure on. And again, it's unacceptable. I understand Wolves have been in better form in since the turn of the new year, but we have to have standards. This is 20th place. If I'm not mistaken, they're not even in double digits for points yet. So I would be embarrassed if I was them. You see Robert Sanchez's reaction when the goal goes in, but he understands that it's unacceptable. I'm glad that there are standards there, but it is really getting to a point. I mean, we're way over halfway through the season. This shouldn't still be happening. So I'd like to see this addressed. I don't know how. I really can't wrap my head around how this just keeps happening, but this needs to be addressed. Final thing I will say, I think it was another professional win. A lot of that probably has to do with Palmer coming off at the about the hour mark, but this is the type of game we need to be able to just see out. We didn't need to score 4 or 5 as much as I would have enjoyed watching that like we did last year at Molineux, but we've got Leeds on Tuesday, and we got popped by Leeds in the reverse fixture at Ellen Road. So that's a game that we need to be more than up for. We need to get 3 points from that game. We had this all under control, even after conceding in that little period of Wolves being a bit dangerous going forward. Once we once we regained control of the game, we were able to see it out. We still had threatening moments, but some unintelligent attackers in certain positions didn't lead to any additional goals. I mean, we ended with that front line of Garnacho, Neto, Delap. I don't think Delap was too bad in his cameo, but I digress. We were able to just see it out, calm, no stress, 3 points. That's what is most important. And we were able to probably save a few legs going into the Leeds game on Tuesday. So overall, we needed the 3 points. We got the 3 points. That's what matters. I'd say the scoreline's pretty reflective of the game, all things considered. That's the 5 things I learned from Wolves Chelsea. Again, Wolves tax, Wolves tax, Wolves tax. There's only so much you can take from these games. As much as I love the midfield today, there's a reason Wolves are in last place, and they're as much as we talk about Chelsea struggles, one of their strengths when fit is that midfield. So you got to take these types of games with a grain of salt. But I've seen Chelsea teams in recent history struggle in a fixture like this and make it interesting. So I'm glad we didn't do that. And let's make sure we get 3 points on Tuesday against Leeds. It's really important for us. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And I will see you guys very soon.